V said that LeBron is not going to go to Philly.
I don't remember saying that.
Oh, you don't remember a lot of stuff.
If you're building your YouTube page off of like stuff that you're having for breakfast every day,
you're making a lot of assumptions.
So is old boy allowed to come to the cookout?
That's the other thing.
if you sing like that.
I mean, shout out to white people.
Oh my gosh. You might need to clip that one.
What up, what up? We are back with another episode of the Holy Smoke podcast, where there's plenty of smoke and the smoke is free. I'm your co-host, John, aka JT3, aka Black Skip, aka your grandma's favorite, because all the old people love me. And we are here with...
What was that?
I wonder how long he spent preparing to say that.
It's a pilot. I'm expecting that one to sort of evolve over time.
Yeah.
We're here with James.
What up? What's happening?
V?
How we doing?
I'm doing all right. You doing all right?
Doing all right, man.
Man, I'm so excited for the conversations that we will have today. You want to kick us off, V?
Yeah, so today we actually going to have a bunch of different topics. Last couple of times we've just done 3, but there's so many things happening. We wanted to just give a chance to, some of these things we're just going to react to, other things.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah, other things, one of us will have quite a bit to say. And it begins with this very first one. And look, I'm someone who can accept.
Are you a man of accountability?
I'm a man of accountability.
All right.
And
I like to hear that.
you had to take it from me, the last Holy Smoke. And so now I guess I'm ready to take this on this first topic.
Oh boy.
LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players ever, a guy I'm a big fan of.
Hey, some people would say he's the greatest.
Some would say.
It's arguable, but people would say.
LeBron James has decided to take his talents to the Philadelphia 76ers.
The city of brotherly love.
For those who know, he was playing for the Lakers, decided to leave the Lakers, and it was a couple months deciding where he was going to go. And out of all the places he decided, he went to John's Philadelphia 76ers.
He sure did.
And so, John, I'll pass it over to you.
Yeah.
What do you want to say on this?
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this. I know the time limits and time constraints, but I just want to say shout out to Christy. Please clip this up, because I remember V said that LeBron is not going to go to Philly.
I don't remember saying that.
Oh, you don't remember a lot of stuff. You don't remember a lot of stuff.
That's dangerous.
These conversations are recorded, so
I already hear the flashback.
Without LeBron, we are already a contender.
Are we in fantasy land
We're
now?
already a contender.
Like we're going to
but
talk
what
about.
if we get LeBron?
They're not getting LeBron.
I didn't ask you that. I said, what if?
I mean, then we'll talk again. Maybe I said it. I don't know.
Yeah, we're going. But listen,
I probably didn't have coffee that day or something.
it should just be like, I said what I said. It is what it is. I'm a man of accountability.
You gotta stand on and say, I said what I said.
Fine. If I said it, I said it.
You said,
and unfortunately, he decided to go there.
And just say, I was wrong. I thought LeBron. I mean, you could justify it other ways. Like,
all he has to say is, I'm a man of accountability.
Keep going. Let's get through this topic. What else?
Well, I said the Sixers was going to win the championship when they had Jalen. They got Jalen Brown.
Well, now they got. I mean,
now they got the King. The King is here.
Before they were not going to win it, but now with him, there's a good, strong possibility.
Here's what I want to know: are you going to be a Sixers fan? That's what, because you love LeBron. I already checked, Ramon. His jerseys are sold out. They're sold out already. But I was literally going to get you one. I was like, man, we can have matching jerseys. We can come in the studio together, bro. It's all good.
So here's what I was thinking this morning. Actually, I was like, is there a way where like I can root for LeBron but not for the Sixers? And so I thought maybe like here's what happens in the finals: like the whole team fouls out, and so it just got to be LeBron against everyone. And then he beats them all, and so then they win the final. They win the championship,
right?
But like, it's not really the Sixers who won it. It's LeBron who, Superman, was able to,
There's a whole lot of happening.
I mean, I'm still in process, right? It's hard.
It's funny that you use the word process. I like that. Trust the process. See, he's already primed for this, James. Like, he should just come. Listen,
what? The thing is, there's
10 slots left. I talked to the GM. There's 10 slots left for the bandwagon. They're filling up pretty quickly.
Bandwagon's about to leave.
I'm trying to Harriet Tubman. I'm trying to bring you along, my brother.
You're gonna lead me to the promised land.
I will say this. LeBron is going into his 24th season. All right. So that's one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Respect for him taking I don't know if that's a vet minimum, 2-year, $8 million. That's like
the largest pay cut in NBA history.
It's crazy, right? So
for him,
he should be getting 50, 60 a year. But he's just like, hey, I want to go somewhere. I want to help a team. I think Philly is primed to do that. But going into his 24th season, LeBron has had more injuries. Like, he's going to be 42 that is just a real thing. So like that is something that they're gonna have to keep an eye on. I'm excited. I did send John messages being like, "Hey, congrats!" You know, like
It's assuming. I mean, he's not the only health concern.
exactly. So then, Embiid has chronically had health issues, and I think if there's one thing, and I said this in that post, if LeBron can unlock some sort of health cheat code for Embiid,
That'd be great.
then I think Philly becomes a huge problem. Right now, it's a lot of hype. This happens in the stock market a lot. There's a story, there's a narrative, and stock price shoots up. That's exactly what's happened to the Sixers. Embiid gets hurt, that joint's going through the floor, right? If LeBron, sprains an ankle, you get some soft tissue injuries, they're still going to be very fun to watch. I think their national games, they had like 14 last year. They have 34 already scheduled this year. I'm telling you, the hype is real. And again,
The king is here.
VJ, super talented. Maxey, super talented. Maxey is another clutch sports player. So like their relationship is already
There's
there.
chemistry questions too.
There's
here.
chemistry. And that was my other thing. I was like, if they can keep the culture and the chemistry, then again, I think
People
Philly
getting less shots.
is major favorites. They still have to go through the Knicks. So I don't think the Knicks are just going to bow down regardless of who's there.
Can't wait.
But we'll see. All
right.
We will see.
Or can I move on?
You can move on.
All right.
move
The
on.
second one, I think I'm somewhat familiar with her, but you guys might be able to speak more to her and just briefly explain who she is. Our second topic is Dr. Cheyenne, doctor in quotes, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Quote, unquote.
Is she really a doctor? So not everyone is sort of familiar with her. John, do you want to explain who she is?
Yeah, I mean, basically, she is essentially like a kind of like a therapist, Christian, like a counselor of some sort.
She's a life coach.
Life coach.
That's
something
what she
of
calls
that
herself
nature.
on her website. She's
She's
a life coach.
So she's
has-
built a platform for
She's
herself.
built a huge platform. She was on Cam Newton's.
So particularly among black circles.
Yeah, she was on Cam Newton's Funky Fridays, I believe, and that really what blew her up. She was doing the work before.
Shannon Sharp.
So it's interesting. I was actually going to ignore this because I was just like, "What is this?" But it's been coming more apparent. So there's essentially she has a doctorate, but allegedly has a doctorate.
Introduces herself as
Introduces Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and stuff like that. And but there's her doctorate's come into question on the legitimacy of it.
People keep asking for receipts, and she will not.
She's not.
I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
She will not provide transcripts.
Yeah.
Or like the diploma that says, "Hey, here's the coursework." Mark Lamont Hill did I think did a great job at, sort of questioning the president of a certain Christian university that
Created a institution to give her
was
a PhD.
established,
Yeah.
I think like in May.
Yeah.
Yep.
That has only awarded one doctorate thus far.
Yep.
And it's to her, saying that, well, she had a doctorate, and for whatever reason, the institution that she earned it or allegedly earned it from did something, and it was, I don't know what happened to that one, but for whatever reason, they were saying because of what has happened to her, no one was stepping up to protect her or help her, and so they established this university in order to do that.
So she has a doctorate because of
In
the university gave
theocentric
her.
psychology or something of that sort.
Theocentric. That's a
But yeah,
fun
there's
one.
no coursework for it that they can provide.
Here's the
There's
deal.
no-
Dr. Dre. He's known as Dr. Dre. Dr. Julius Irving. I mean, what's going on? Like, I mean, there's a Dr.
Dre,
Phil.
Yeah.
Dr. J,
Well, I think Dr. Phil's legit.
Is he
actually.
legit? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
there's like, why
Dr. Pepper?
why is Dr. Pepper? Why is it that when it's a black
Dr.
woman,
Pepper.
why is it when it's a black woman that says that she's a doctorate, everyone wants to kind of jump on her, doctor? Like, what's going on? Let's really
Well-
talk about it.
Well, I have to say though, it is like Mark Lamont Hill's black. Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant, did
Yeah.
a clip about her as well.
Yep.
And so there's other people who are saying, and I give them credit. They're like, look, having a doctorate requires legit coursework. It's something you got to actually earn, and it's almost a stolen valor, as they say in the military. Like it's you are claiming something that you've actually not achieved. And I think the other thing too, I've noticed, I think some of the pushback is that, I mean, she sort of makes her name going on these different places and offering all this advice and acting as if like she's an expert on things. And
she calls herself a psychology expert.
Yeah. And I've noticed some people in the wake of some of her interviews saying, wait a second, she's not really saying much. Like, it seems like a lot of hype. I get some of it seems good, interesting. Maybe like she's very good at communicating her advice, but is there anything behind it, right? I think that's a legitimate question. Like, here's someone who's, if you're just like, you're claiming to be a life coach and like, here's my advice about different things. And there's plenty of people who do that. Great. But if you're saying, no, it's more than that. My advice is like data tested. And I understand like the psychology of people. And that's why you should follow my dating advice or all the other things.
Well, Ray J said that that's his therapist. Like, that's his therapist.
Again, which is fine. And I think, again, in the age of influencers, I think it works. I think the problem is if you try to say that I have been battle tested by the institution, by the academy, like my doctorate can stand against anyone in the game. I was like, okay, then you have to be able to go through those tests because everyone else has. So if Dr. Jamal Bryant, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, like if you've gone and done the coursework, if you've done the reps, if you've read the literature, if you have received the diploma, if you have the transcripts.
She did have them on her wall. She had them.
I mean,
and the regalia.
If you watch it's pretty tough.
She got from Amazon.
Because you start looking at those things, you're just like, hold on, wait, why is that lowercase? It never looks like that. I was like, was that? It's just hard to like when you zoom in, and as this president said, he zoomed in and saw the masters on the wall. I was like, well, if you look closely, it's and what is a doctoral masterclass? I don't even know what that is. It's like, anyways. So I've got no like problem with someone saying I am an expert. When you do that, you just have to be able to stand with the other experts. When they start asking questions and asking, where did you get this? Where did you get that? Because again, I have a master's, I've got a graduate degree. If someone were to ask me questions or we start to go to, I can answer the questions about, again, mine's in biblical studies or theology, master of theology, whatever you want. I go,
it's not in theocentric psychology.
Not in theocentric anything. So,
I know we got to move on to the next topic, but
what does that even mean? Theocentric psychology.
You got to ask Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
I guess I should.
She has a doctorate in it.
She did. Yeah. So I know we got to move to the next topic, but Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Where's the research?
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, if you're watching this, I want you to know that we protect black women.
You could produce. You could produce the dissertation. If you want to be a
doctor, you could be a doctor.
You could produce the dissertation. If you've done the coursework, typically when you get a doctorate,
yes,
you are writing a thesis, a dissertation that defends a position. I'm just saying, publish it.
I think she has it. We got to talk to her.
You got to publish it.
Next one. So this is something we were talking about a little bit before, and I don't know if you've heard of Magnus Ferrell. Do you know who that is?
That's Will Ferrell's son, right?
Yeah, Will Ferrell's son. And so it was Michelle Obama. She has a podcast with her brother Craig, I think is his name. And Will Ferrell is on the podcast, and his son, I guess, does music. And good dad, right? Said, hey, my son just put out some music.
This is Will Ferrell, Elf, and
yes,
like some of the goofiest.
Goofy white guy, right? Great. I mean, he's incredibly funny.
Yeah, great
right?
actor. He's funny, yeah.
And so when you think, like he said, my son does some music, my thought is like, oh, it's him on a guitar or something.
What does this sound like?
Yeah, what does this sound like? And
just you wait.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play a little bit of it. And
okay.
Oh, don't sing with it.
Okay. Got a nice little vibe to it.
It's a vibe.
I'm shocked.
Why are you shocked, V?
I was not expecting. I mean, if you see a picture of him, like you would not expect that kind of soul to come out of the guy. That looks like, good looking white guy, and I would not have thought he could sing like that. Like I love that kind of music, and so I like that kind of like black soul type music. And I don't know, it's a quick thing here. It's just I can't judge a book by its cover. I mean, is Will Ferrell's son. I mean, he's legit.
Is he married to a black woman?
He's only like 22. You're trying to find where's the blackness there?
It's
somewhere in his ancestry.
It's like
somewhere in his ancestry, maybe. I don't know. But like, yeah, I mean, I was shocked.
I mean, it's in the air. Yeah. Obviously, we could go into a long conversation about the influence of black culture on a lot of popular things. On most popular things.
Sure.
So it actually isn't that surprising. I think it's most surprising because of Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell and sort of the presence he has in culture would not suggest that his son would produce something like that. I think that was probably the most surprising thing.
So is old boy allowed to come to the cookout?
That's the other thing.
If you sing like that.
I mean, here's why I think people can get in the comments, because I'm like, just because the homie can sing, does that immediately get him a pass to the cookout?
Well, just the way he sings.
But I'm just saying, good. It's just like, is he performing? Does he just get access to the cookout just because?
He can be there for the appetizers, I think,
I mean,
this is interesting, actually, as I'm thinking about.
That's the question.
That is a good question.
Homie can sing. We don't really know anything else, right? We don't know, old boy. But because he can sing, it's like, oh yeah, he can come to the cookout.
That's a good point.
It's like,
we probably
is that the bar? Just like, yo, if you talented, you can come to the cookout. Go on, come through.
No, there probably one or two more interviews we got to do. That's true. Good point.
Yeah. I mean, we all know, all skin folk ain't kinfolk anyway. So like, even some of the, ain't everybody invited to the cookout.
That's
so.
True. Good job, Magnus. Keep doing that music. I'm there.
Shout out to white people.
Oh my gosh, you might need to clip that one.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. This next one is about the press correspondents dinner that happened recently, and it was the first dinner was an attack that happened, and so they had to do it over again. And the main thing I wanted to sort of point out here was Trump's speech during the dinner. So this dinner is been done for a while now.
The White House Correspondents' Dinner.
White House Correspondents' Dinner. Some people have asked why they keep doing it, especially after what happened this last one. Supposedly to honor the press, celebrate the First Amendment, etc. Trump, in his speech, basically just was rude, insulting of a lot of people in the room. Just give you a sense of what I'm talking about here is, he mentions Chris Christie he says, we have sloppy Chris Christie, one of the sloppiest human beings. We have this one senator, Democratic senator, calls him a liar. He's a watermelon head because he has the largest head I've ever seen with the smallest neck, pencil neck. How does that make a fat, ugly head?
Was this in the sense of like trying to roast, sort of like typically there's a comedian who does a bit, and I think they're usually roasting the president, but like, is this him sort of like,
usually there's some joking like this, but this was like a whole nother level, right? In terms of,
is that that's how they took it?
Or, well, no, I think Trump compared to other presidents, and how they've sort of handled it. I mean, he sort of made this insulted someone's. I mean, a lot of it is insulting people's looks, their intelligence.
It's just pretty clear. It's like, okay, this doesn't even feel like it's roasting. It's just taking an opportunity to just take shots.
People not liking him enough, those kind of things. And I just mentioned it just because I think at this point I'm just like, look, like this is bad, right? And I'm tired of people making excuses for this. People dismissing this. I'm tired of particularly other Christians I know, saying, yeah, Trump is bad,
yes,
but
yeah.
No more buts. Yes, all right.
Yes, but
no,
yeah,
like
but.
let's just say full on, like,
this is not okay.
Let's just call this out. This is not okay.
Not okay.
I just it's a way in which I wish there was more Nathans among Christians today. I always like to point this out when people seem like reluctant to criticize Trump, as if like, we can't criticize someone on our side, or what about the Democrats, right? The story of the Bible of Nathan doesn't go like, well, what about the Philistines, right? When he has to confront David.
That's a good point.
God says, confront David, who's a man after God's own heart.
Yeah.
Right. And so I know some people think Trump is a man after God's own heart. Whatever you think of him, when David has to get called out, Nathan goes and calls him out, and David suffers consequences for it. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I think, this current president has just done so many things recently, for a while now. But I won't even get into I wrote something for our church about the Supreme Court ruling in the wake of Trump's desire to deport all the Syrians and Haitians immediately. And so there's just a lot that just doesn't, I feel, that troubles me. But I'll focus on this particular topic. And that's all I have to say on this. Is just, I think I'm just tired of the acceptance, it seems like now, of people using language. It's not just joking, of almost slanderous. It's demeaning, degrading language. moved to a point where like people are trying to make excuses for it and saying, well, this is the way we got to do things so that we can accomplish what we want to accomplish. No,
Right.
no. Our Bible is over and over says, our faith says over and over, how we do things really matters. It's not just what we get, it's how we do it. And this is not the way I want to do it. I don't want to use demeaning, degrading language. I don't want my leaders to use demeaning, degrading language. I'm going to call it out. This is wrong. I don't want to see it.
I know it says we should be kind. I know we should outdo another one in honor, but our leader kind of does it this way. So what's wrong with doing it this way? He gets to do it this way. So I'm gonna and the ways that women are treated, the way people of color are treated, the way immigrants are treated, the way anyone who doesn't seem to be in a position of like power and authority are treated, and we seem to like be okay with that because that is the example that we are being given. And in a lot of cases, it's the example, maybe not the example, but it's what people ask for. And I think even that, again, I think it was 81% of people of the like evangelical persuasion made that choice. And now to see how they're behaving, the things that they're saying, or that they're trying to justify, that they're making excuses for, that they're making space for, that they won't just call out. We talked about a clown the other week. It's the same kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And so it's just not surprising to see that kind of behavior.
All right. I think we got two more I want to hit before we close out here. So this next one concerns what happened at ESPN recently. So ESPN did a whole round of layoffs recently. It included Carl Ravitch, who's worked at ESPN since 1993, right? Lead play-by-play voice for baseball.
Wow.
33 years.
33 years. Got laid off. Ryan Clark, NFL analyst. I think he's been working there for 11 years. He basically got let go in the midst of a live broadcast. So what I've read is that they wanted to tell him in person, and the news was hitting online, and so they didn't want him to see it, hit his phone while he was on air. And so
That's crazy.
So basically, in the midst of during a break, they said, yeah, we don't need your services anymore. And so he didn't return for the rest of the live show.
That's wow.
A bunch of other people got laid off as well. Those are probably the two most well-known ones. The chairman of the ESPN says basically the layoffs happened because of the integration of the NFL network into ESPN. And so integrating another network, there's redundancies. And so that's the excuse they're giving for why they had to do it. But yeah,
lame.
What are you guys' thoughts on this?
But to be very clear too, I listened to and watched the Pivot podcast with Ryan Clark, where he actually talked about from his perspective what happened. And to be very clear, he said that he did not get laid off. He said, I got fired. He literally said that. He's like, it wasn't no layoff from me. I actually got fired. And so I think it's kind of wild in terms of that. I mean, I understand that organizations and businesses, corporations, there are times where there is, there's some reshifting that has to happen and all of that. Seems a bit unique and odd because Ryan Clark is, at the top of his field, one of the quintessential type of analysts in this regard. And there's a little bit more probably to it. If you listen, for those that, I encourage y'all to check out the Pivot podcast where he talks about it. He gets emotional as he talks about it and whatnot.
He does.
But he said something that I just was kind of struck by. Jeremy Lin wanted to get into the industry that Ryan Clark is in, and he was talking to him, and he wanted some advice from Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, and he said this: if you care for your community, if you care for speaking up against injustice, if you care about, if your faith impacts you to do those types of things, he goes, then don't be surprised, essentially, if what happened to me happens to you. If this is not something that you feel called to do, then just don't say anything. In other words, don't speak out against injustice. Don't do anything if it's not something that you are basically willing to pay the price for. Because he stood up for Angel Reese. He stood up, countless times about injustice. So anyways, he framed it as like they are couching this in this whole layoff thing, but they kind of knew what they were going to do kind of beforehand. And a lot of it in his mind, kind of is because of
Targeted.
him standing on business.
Okay. Now, some people would say it's more because of his personality there's been
Disagreement he had on
Yeah,
air.
yeah. So there was a disagreement he had on
With Peter,
air,
yeah,
where he sort of said, "Well, you're not a player," and
that's the non-player in you talking.
He's not a
something
player
like
in
that.
you,
Yep.
which I think, was from what I've been told that these kind of sets don't like that kind of approach to things. But just generally speaking, his dynamic and some of his comments, etc. Some of it just his aggressiveness in some things. I think I don't know. I'm just trying to relay what what people are saying, just to hear how you would respond to that. Like how you. There's some people would say it's not entirely what he said. That like they sort of wanted to go a different direction, didn't like his persona anymore.
We just talked about it, like the shift that's happening because of the kind of leadership across the country, right? It starts at the top. You're seeing it play again since the beginning of this administration. You've seen it play out, right? The programs, the way language is used to attach blame, the way they're talking about skill sets and trying to just again dismantle, anything that is tied to diversity, the way they've co-opted being woke and what that even means. And the fact that, Christians lock and step of just like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm like, do you not have a brain? I was like, what are we talking about here? So then when you have a guy like Ryan, who's like, yo, faith, my community, football, like expert of experts, professional of professionals, right?
Oh,
when
yeah.
you put them together.
Four-time Emmy, I think he won like 4-time Emmy Award winner.
Yeah. Again, like he is the ultimate professional, right? The ultimate professional. Sure, if you say that's the non-player and you talk, and I was like, Stephen A has said all sorts of stuff, past that. I was like, but you've got a different kind of thing happening. Again, Stephen A has said this, he's recorded this. He's like, at the end of the day, he's like, I'm trying to make you money. Yeah. He is unapologetic in saying that. That's not Ryan Clark's position. And I think that's the difference. So Stephen A can say what he wants because it's going to get you ratings. So yes, I'm going to say some things, and yes, I'm going to talk for the community, and I believe Stephen A is for his community. I just think it's different with Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
And I think when Ryan Clark is the kind of professional that he is, but then also will speak very, very clearly about community and faith and to non-players.
Yeah.
To say like, because, sometimes and players have told Stephen A about this. It's like, man, you talk like you played, but just because players doesn't mean you've played. You don't know what it's like to be in the arena. You don't know what it's like to be on the floor.
There's a difference.
There's a difference when you've been in it, and you can say something versus someone else. And again, based on the intentions, Stephen A's motivations, based on what he says, seems to be very profit centered. Yeah. I think Ryan's is a bit different.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly say this: that doesn't mean that like you have to play in order to have any type of insight or analysis on something. I don't buy that at all.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure.
It's just different. So I think
different.
Both parts need to understand. Like I shouldn't talk when I'm talking about something. I shouldn't talk as if I played it if I haven't played it. But I can still give perspective from that. So like Mina Kimes, love listening to her. A lot of her stuff is pure data, right? I mean, she sees things and notices things. She's amazing on her NFL analysis, right? But now she's not going to say like, yeah, this is what it feels like to like, pull back from the line and like survey the field and throw the ball. She might say, here's what happens when people do this. And then an NFL quarterback might say like, well, here's how it feels like to actually do it.
The experiential aspect.
Exactly.
Yeah, but again, I understand players because sometimes data can be very misleading. You can look at a bunch of data and be like, well, and again, I understand. I work around data a lot, but it is different when from the quarterback's eyes, it's like, well, this is what I'm seeing versus, well, this is what the data says. Like the advanced analytics is helpful for sure. Fair. But I've seen interactions where, somebody will speak about the data as if it's more definitive than someone who's played on the court.
For quarterbacks, like some quarterbacks see ghosts. But the data doesn't show that there's actually,
That's a shot at the Jets, by the way.
right, Ramon?
It's just, I mean,
like experientially,
did you get enough at the beginning of the show? Let's move on to the next topic. Last topic. All right. I was gonna say something else, but you know what? You just took it out of me. This last one. ASU, I don't know if you heard this, is now offering a new bachelor's degree.
Arizona State University.
Arizona State University is offering basically a bachelor's degree in being
A content creator.
being an influencer. But yeah, technically it's a BA in content creation.
Wow.
Bachelor's degree focused on content creation, teaching students how to build an online audience, grow their personal brand, and turn social media into career. At the end of the program, there's a capstone project, and instead of submitting a paper, here's what they do. They have to build an audience. So TikTok, YouTube, they're going to have to develop a content strategy, publish original work, and show measurable audience growth. And that's sort of,
funny.
So by the end of the time, you need to show that like I'm now become, at least a small scale influencer as part of your earning your bachelor's.
You actually get a degree in it.
You're going to get a degree in it.
Not just like, never mind. Keep going.
So, I mean, we're all smiling at this. I've been thinking about this.
The world is changing, bro.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of people making fun of this, like getting a degree and being an influencer. The other side, I mean, like, it's legit. You can make legit money out of it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So maybe I think my approach to it has been, at least my take on it is, like, I'm not going to deny that it's not a way people can't make money in a career. I just do think it just brings the bigger issue of just this idea of social media and building a career out of all the things that you can do. Building a career over, I guess it depends what you're doing, right? If you're building your YouTube page off of like stuff that you're having for breakfast every day,
you're making a lot of assumptions. I was like, you taking this from like, it's like making.
Okay. Well, you see, I mean, I'm assuming you're positive about it. I'm
not surprised by it.
I have sociological questions about it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think again,
this goes back to. I mean, I'm not trying to.
Generation, the social dilemma. I think that's put a spin on things that.
Well, no, I'm going further back. I'm talking Marshall McLuhan, right? Into the medium is the message. So one of the, he was writing back in when TV was just coming around. A lot of stuff that he's writing is coming true today.
What did he write?
And so he described his famous line is the medium is the message,
which means what?
And so that how you communicate something is just influences how you receive that thing. And so his argument as TV was coming around is that like our understanding of the news is now being shaped by the visual, right, rather than the content, what's being said. And so that shifts you in some directions. One of the classic examples of this is the debate between Richard Nixon and John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
And
because he looks so much better.
That was one of those debates used to be just on radio, right? And that was one of the first, I think the first presidential debate that they showed on camera. John F. Kennedy, I think, instantly recognized, I need to make sure I look a certain way when I'm on camera. So he actually put on makeup and that kind of stuff. Nixon was like, I'm not putting on makeup. He didn't do that. And what's interesting is people who heard the debate on radio thought Nixon won it. Nixon.
Wow.
People who watched it,
John.
they saw John F. Kennedy look, but he looked like tanned, capable, et cetera. Nixon was like sweating, pale, et cetera. And so just how you get your information can shape how you understand that information, and sometimes in not really correct ways. And so that, again, this is just a longer, we're not suggesting we get rid of TV, get rid of social media. I'm just saying just I do think how you create in these spaces requires more thought and is saying something about, I think, where we're going in a lot of ways.
Yes,
your posture when you mentioned your posture in terms of even just mentioning the social dilemma, you seem like you got a little.
No, I think certain things
pushback.
I think certain things have shaped things such to negative that we don't quite understand like what's happening. Right, the world has moved in this direction. Period. We all watch content on our phones first. Period. It is what we do. So then even saying like it's proof of kind of like where we're going. It's like, yeah, that's what institutions do. Like they notice like, Gen Alpha, a lot of them, Gen Z are saying like they want to be content creators when they come up. So that means like when I'm 12, 13, 14, and I'm considering college, they're like, well, when I grow up, I want to create content. What actually is creating content? I need to understand camera, lighting, messaging, story.
Yeah.
Like, so if somebody wants to go to USC Film School, what's the difference? Really? It's what I'm trying to produce.
Look at him defending this.
Yeah. But think about it. What are we doing right now? We're saying, hey, clip this up, do this a certain way because we're trying to get out a message. I think, now again, the fact that they're doing it, I think institutions are just like, hey, if this is the wave, we want to provide a means to give students a pathway to understand this wave. So if you want to get involved in it, get involved in it. Are they going to do a good job? That is a completely different thing. It does not mean though that I think that because students will do that, they're going to go and start like creating a different way. They're already doing that. You could just go to YouTube and then you'll find people doing all sorts of things like, people who still right now take pictures of their food or their breakfast and be like, this is what I'm doing. I was like, that is not the kind of content I follow. Yeah. And so I do think it can go different ways.
I shouldn't put them all together in the same place.
I do think it can go different ways. I think it's important for people to understand what social media is and the fact that, I don't like the word democratize, but the fact that it's become just, it has become normative for people to be able to have an opinion, package that opinion, and then publish that opinion for whoever to see, right? And that you just have not been able to do that before. I do think it creates a lot more noise. And the same thing with AI. There's a whole lot of it out there, and that wasn't any different when the internet was out there and everybody's writing blogs. There's so much information. Like, hey, there's always going to be a necessity, to figure out and distinguish the signal and the noise. So what you make matters. You're going to have to put in more work and make sure that your message actually has a point. Make sure it's coherent. There's going to be a lot of garbage that comes out.
Okay.
I don't think though that means that it's not something kind of worth pursuing. I would teach people how to do some of that stuff because if they could do it well, I think you then have an opportunity to put more messages that actually help people navigate this landscape.
Yeah, that's a pretty good argument. I think my
that's a positive spin on it. I like that.
Yeah, I you know what? That's I had not thought of it quite in that way. That's not unfair. But yeah, I mean, we're at
there's
time.
Still some sociological
I
questions.
Yeah, I mean, again, going back to even just the advent of TV, just how visually oriented our culture is, and how that to the point. Yeah, well, we've become more visually oriented culture, but now even more attention driven or short attention type culture. And so, I have like family members, sending me like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" And I'll be like, "That's a 20-second clip on Instagram. Click the link, see what it's about." And then it's like, it's nonsense. It's like from like, who knows where they got it from, right? I'm just sort of, it's again, this is not, this takes us a little bit, this is more of a comment about social media in general. But anyway, those are just things I'm more and more observant about and asking where it leads us. So
it's good, man. It's a good conversation. We had a lot of conversation. We kind of
we should run that one back. There's a lot more to talk about.
There's a lot more to talk about. Well, we have a medium to be able to package what we were trying to package in a way that's pointed to the
to give content to influence people.
Listen, like, share, comment. We love to hear y'all comments. Do you think Dr. Cheyenne is an actual doctor? Do you feel how do you feel about LeBron going to Philly? What do you feel about President Trump and the stuff that he's saying? And what do you feel about Ryan Clark being fired, not laid off? He said that. He said, "I did not get laid off. I got fired." Got fired.
ESPN says they're going to lay him off.
Well, And then how do you feel about BA's, Bachelor's of Arts in Content Creation?
And check out Magnus Ferrell.
Can he come to the cookout? We want to know. Would you allow him to the cookout?
I just gave him a whole menu.
Hey man, there's a lot of stuff that we.
If you remember any of that, comment something.
You can always they could just rewind back and just listen. So listen. This is the Holy Smoke podcast. Thank you for listening. As we always say, love God, love people. We're out. Peace.